Hi, my name is Kelsey LaCour, and I will be redefining the terms ethics and spirituality that I defined earlier this week. I will be changing my definitions based on the readings from Powchant as well as Spawn. I originally defined ethics as the values a person incorporates into their behaviors, actions, and lifestyle. I said that this is a relative term, and what is ethical to a particular person can be based off of his or her background, upbringing, or personal outlook. I used this picture crossing out right decision and wrong decision because I think that what someone believes is ethical may not be ethical to somebody else because it may not align with his or her values, religion, or what their parents have taught them is right or wrong. Spawn's article on spirituality and ethics, exploring the connections, really changed my definition of the word ethics. After reading this article as well as the introduction by Powchant, I still believe that ethics is based around your individual values. One excerpt from this article that really stuck out to me was when he said, "What we value depends on what we pay attention to and how we pay attention to it. We make choices in the world that we notice, and what we notice is shaped by metaphors and habits of the heart that we bring to experience." I really like this quote. I agree that what we value is based upon what we notice. I think that our upbringing shapes what we pay attention to, which ultimately formulates our individual perception of what is ethical. We make choices based on what we think is important, which creates our value system, whether we notice it or not. Spawn goes along to say, who we think we are and who we want to become, our identity, comes to a considerable extent from identification, namely the persons, causes, and values with which we identify. I too believe that the persons, causes, and values with which we identify alters what we see as ethical. No two people have the same exact experiences, which leads me to believe that even those who grew up in the same household may have different ethics. So it's not just your upbringing, rather your surroundings, and again, what you notice. This image shows core values, different things that make up how you think and what you believe, and I think that everyone has a different combination of all these different attributes. Through these readings, I was able to change my definition of ethics to one's personal belief system of what is wrong and right, shaped from what we notice, take to heart, and our surroundings. I think that this definition more accurately embodies all the different things that contribute to what one thinks is ethical. I included this picture of Homer Simpson with the angel and the devil on his shoulders because I still thoroughly believe that what is wrong and is right isn't always clear, even if you do know your personal ethical values. As for spirituality, my original definition was what one believes the purpose of life is, what life's true meaning is, and how one should go about living his or her life. This quote from Anthony Douglas Williams really sums up my definition, or what my definition originally was. Spirituality does not come from religion, it comes from our soul. I do not and did not believe that spirituality was strictly religious. I feel like it is something that does not have to be affiliated with any god or anything of that sort. It can come from within. Again, two excerpts from Spawn's article really changed my definition. The first one was, first and most importantly, there is an awareness that there are levels of reality not immediately apparent. Second, there is a quest for personal integration in the face of forces of fragmentation and depersonalization. These are the two themes that Michael Downey sees in spirituality. I agree that spirituality involves an awareness of something bigger than yourself, whether it's a god, multiple gods, karma, fate. I believe that spirituality aligns with the belief that there are powers greater than yourself. And in reference to the second part of Downey's quote, I think that a quest to find yourself in the face of hard times really roots what spirituality is. As Powchant talks about in his introduction and in the overall theme of his book, everyone is in the search for meaning. I think that spirituality is having faith that you will get through difficult times, which is why I have the word faith on this page. It's a term that I didn't use in my first definition, but I truly believe that faith is at the base of spirituality. Again, it doesn't have to be faith in a higher being, but faith in something. The second quote from this article that helped formulate my new definition of spirituality was a quote from Peter J. Paris that said, "The spirituality of the people refers to the imaginative and integrative power that constitutes the principal frame of meaning for individual and collective experiences." Again, this quote highlights the search for meaning that Powchant talks about. And I think that spirituality drives that search for meaning for so many people. This too corresponds back to the word faith, which I think is a huge part of spirituality. After finishing the 2 readings, I was able to change my definition to the faith that guides you through uncertainty and gives your life meaning and purpose. Again, I was able to form this definition after doing the readings and forming a clear understanding of what spirituality is and the history of it. The most important change to my definition was the addition of the word faith, because I feel like that is really the root of all spirituality. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I'm really looking forward to any questions or comments you have on it. Have a good weekend.